So this is a storm, obviously, passing through Barnsdall, Oklahoma. We have pea-sized hail, and we had a great light show in the beginning. But now the light show's coming to an end, and we got this heavy rain, and there was a severe weather warning. I guess this is a severe storm. Now this is going to complicate a lot of issues for the work tomorrow morning. And supposedly it's going to rain all day tomorrow. So anyway, just wanted you guys to experience this bullshit with us. Everybody was inside, and then a lot of people came outside because you can hear the hail hitting the top of the tin roof. And the hail sounded a lot bigger than it really was, but this is, thank you for the 5x5, guys. So yeah, this is last minute. Just wanted you guys to see what we're up against. And where we're working, by the way, today is really muddy. So that means tomorrow it's going to be out of control. The rain is supposed to last till noon tomorrow. So it's supposed to do this shit for the next over 12 hours, about 14 hours of rain. So that's going to turn into a swamp. So, yeah, so they said that this is going to be really severe. There are tornado warnings, I think, north of us. So we shall see what that's going to look like. But the tornado warnings are not so much down here. They said we might get 70-mile-an-hour winds down here, but we didn't get any tornado warnings. So that's a good thing. But north of us, like I said, might see something. Yeah, right. Where's the life vest at? But anyway, this is what it is. This is pretty interesting. I mean, like, again, I've seen rain this heavy in New York before, but we don't get tornadoes, right? And though there has been one or two, but those are BS tornadoes in comparison to what they get out here. What they get out here relocates an entire neighborhood. What New York had, I think, once a few years ago was like a low F1 or some crazy shit. It was something stupid, and they try to classify it as a tornado. It was just a heavy windstorm. And it peeled back a couple of shingles on people's roofs, and they classified that as a tornado. Here, it's bad out here. Now the rain's dying off. But we had one hell of a light show earlier. I wish I would have live streamed about an hour earlier. It was an awesome light show. I mean, the amount of lightning that we saw was insane. Super close, super loud. There was one about 5 minutes before I started the live stream. It was right there, about dead center. Had a fucking spider on my head. Nice. So I do apologize for starting this so late, but Angryprepper, we are at a high school health and athletic facility. So I think it's the wrestling team's gym. Maybe also the football team as well. I did see a football helmet inside, but yeah, I know a lot of people say that. Like, why would you move to a high-risk tornado area? I guess that's just where it is. There are storm cellars here, though. I did see a couple, so I guess they do get them from time to time. I did get to ride over to a lake earlier today, and we got to see the backside of where the tornado started, and it ripped through that area. But there's no houses back there. There's just trees, and then it went right through to the refinery, which a lot of people from town work. They work at that refinery, and the refinery's destroyed. I mean, I guess they're gonna fix it, obviously, but right now it's destroyed. But yeah, so this is pretty much a nice light show at this point. And yes, stay survived. If I'm reading that right. Yeah, it depends, man. There's dangers everywhere. Hell, you can move to New York, and they're talking about a more active hurricane season, and we could get something coming up the coast that can hit us this year. Could be or not, right? Everywhere has its downside. Some places flood more. Some places have more hurricanes. Some places have more tornadoes. Hell, up north, northern the upper part of the United States has bad blizzards, right? So, again, it depends on where you live. You're going to have something. I know a lot of people say they'd rather deal with a blizzard than a tornado. I wholeheartedly agree. I'd rather deal with a hurricane, at least in New York City, I'd rather deal with a hurricane than a tornado. Tornado relocates neighborhoods. Hurricanes don't. They just flood them. And you can always get that back after a flood. After a tornado, you can't, you lose everything. I mean, there were people that lost everything in Katrina as well. But again, every year there are multiple tornadoes in the country, and thousands or tens of thousands of people lose a lot of property, home, and lives. More importantly, lives. But yeah, it definitely slowed down. The light show is going to probably continue throughout the night. There is another cell or two behind this one. So we shall see. And that one looks pretty rough as well. But we'll see. That's probably another half hour or so behind, or 20 minutes behind. I'm not going to stay on that long. I just want you guys to get a fucking, sense of what's going on. And I'll probably do a quick video tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, Friday, at the location we're working at. Because if it's going to rain most of the day tomorrow, we're not going to go out. You can't work in the mud, but we could find somewhere to work. So there is that. And today was one hell of a day, man. I got burned. I rolled my ankle, or rather, I had a log roll on my ankle. I was on chainsaw duty for the first time. So I got to learn the chainsaw, and I also got to make a few mistakes. Not cutting trees under pressure, which is huge. I cut a tree under pressure that I didn't realize until I made the cut, and I heard it crack with like force. And I stopped. I undercut, cut again, and then I didn't have much of a problem. In hindsight, I should have put a pressure relief cut, but you learn. You live and you learn. Oh, listen, it's not. It wasn't hurt. The log landed on my ankle, but my ankle's made of steel, so that didn't hurt too much. The burn, that went away. I mean, actually, it's starting to do something. It changed colors. It took a few hours, but yeah, you know. And I think I had a blister on the back of my calves from the mud boots. But that's all part of doing what needs to be done, right? So doing what needs to be done. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna. Everybody's sore. Everybody in the chainsaw crew is sore. I was using muscles I didn't even know I had, cutting up shit. Right, I took down a small tree. If you guys saw the IG video, I took down a small tree as practice to fell bigger trees. Right, but yeah, and listen, I still enjoyed it after after all the bullshit that happened. At least with me, I didn't care. It's still worth it. It's still worth coming out here and helping out. It's still worth, a little bit of pain. It's not gonna kill you. There are people who lost everything. The parents that I told you guys about that were covering their kids with a mattress as the tornado came through their home. Told you the parents were in critical condition. Well, both parents are okay. They're better. I wouldn't say they're great. They're better. The mother had brain surgery, and I saw her yesterday, and she was bald. She had no hair in her head. She wore one of the cast. I thought she was a cancer survivor. But when I found out this morning, it was the mother who had brain surgery 9 days ago. So she had an immediate operation after they found her and the father. The kids are okay. The kids are staying with relatives. Both the father and the mother were out of the hospital as of yesterday because FEMA was pressing them with their bullshit. FEMA's like, oh, you got to fill out paperwork. We got to do this. We got to do that. But when I saw the mother, she looked destroyed. Imagine, right? You lose all your shit, you lose everything, and you just had to come out of the hospital with brain surgery. She doesn't need to be dealing with that shit. There should have been a representative for people who are severely injured, because that's a severe injury. Any operation on your head, guys, that's severe injury. And there should be a representative from the family or somewhere to help these people out. The lady was standing in the middle of her stuff, broken, right? With a giant scar on her head, and her husband's face was swollen, still swollen. These people shouldn't have to deal with this shit. FEMA should have gone to the hospital, those sacks of shit. They should have went to the hospital and worked with them instead of making them come all the way out from wherever the hospital was, which I don't think there's a big one around here. I think the closest might be Tulsa. Might be, I'm not sure. Again, I'm in Barnsdall, Oklahoma, so I don't know where the nearest trauma hospital is. But FEMA made them come out of the hospital here to fill out paperwork when they could have went to them. That shows you the sack of shits those people are. But again, the bright side is both parents survived. The kids still have their parents. They're just going to have a long road to recovery, you know? I wonder if you guys can see it. That spider right there. Fucking had that thing crawling in my head earlier. You almost heard me scream like a bitch. Fucking, I can't stand spiders. I'm standing on a giant spider web with another spider chilling. Anyway. Yeah, well, it's dying off now. But just want to give you guys a quick, a quick rundown of what's going on. Obviously, if we have to evacuate because of a tornado, I will definitely live stream that. That should be exciting. Fucking screaming like a lunatic and driving from and then you can't do that in the dark, right? You can't drive from a tornado in the dark. You can't see it. So it's better to stay put than run into it, you know? There's a lot of spots. You can get into a lot of trouble that way. Like I said, the light show earlier, man, that was sick. That was about the sickest light show I've ever seen. I mean, people are like, oh, it's Oklahoma. We're used to that. I'm not used to a light show like that. That was really impressive. I got my kicks out of it. I was like, holy shit, man, this is cool. This is cool shit. That was a big-ass spider. All right. So there's another severe thunderstorm warning. That's the other cell I was talking about. That's probably right behind this one. I think if you guys, the guy's name, the weather guy's name is like Ryan Paul, right? If you guys are watching him, he might have a live stream now talking about this weather pattern passing through. Mystic says we look for spring weather. I guess, yeah. I mean, but this is cool. I mean, listen, anything is better than New York. I right now, if it was fucking hailing and a tornado came through, I'd rather deal with a tornado than New York City. That's how much I hate that. Ryan Hall, y'all, yeah. Ryan Hall has that YouTube channel where he live streams this shit. But yeah, this is just fun shit. Yeah, and I use the app that he uses, and that app is pretty like on point. Lets you know when the storm's coming through, lets you know what cells are coming through the area. There's more lightning headed this way. The range now is 15 miles away. The nearest is 11. So there's another storm headed this way. It should be in another couple of minutes. I would say another 10 now, maybe 5, as the light show's starting to pick up. Give me 2 seconds. Was wiping the lens. That wasn't a good idea. All right, maybe that worked. Yeah. Yo, and it's just nice out here. The air is fucking fresher out here. The people are somewhat not too nice, but they're not, they're not complete assholes. There's a town called Bartsville or Barbsville or something like that. Um, those people were pretty rude, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, Roman Prepper, thank you for joining me tonight. So now the lightning detector is 10 miles out, 9 miles closest. So we'll hang on for another 5 minutes and see what we get. See what kind of shit show breaks out. I don't want to stand under this fucking spider's home. Before you know it, the next video you see is me fucking in spider web. But what's going on, Rick? Thank you for joining me. I know this is very last minute, and I know like over on the East Coast right now, it's about almost 11 o'clock. Right? It's 10:52 over there. It's 9:52 here in Barnsdall, Oklahoma. Midway Farms. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Jessica's like, that lightning is awful. It's pretty cool. I like it. Um, I like the light show out here. And like I said, there was one that hit over there earlier, and it was super fucking close and super loud. I was like, man, this is good. Listen, again, anything is better than New York. I'd rather hear lightning than gunshots, right? So keep that in the back of your head. It's 10:53. Yeah, it's 10:53, almost 11 o'clock. The rain stopped in Hudson Valley. Really? Very good. Jessica's like, are you from New York? I am from New York. I'm from New York in Oklahoma. People keep asking me, yo, so how was your drive? How long was it? It was 20 fucking hours. It was 20 hours of insanity, is what it was. There was a couple of stretches, guys, where there was like nothing to look at. And then you get into that danger zone where you sort of zone out and you're just like an automatic pilot. That's what I had going on. 9 o'clock here in Alberta, Canada. Thank you, Henry. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting us know. I like hearing that. I like hearing the different time zones. Chuck Norris. No, I would not. See, this is the one thing, guys, about flying in is I can't fly in because the stuff that I take with me, right? I have my bug out bag with me. I have a medical kit in the back. I have a lot of things that that you got to bring when you come out on deployments like this. So you can't take 90% of that shit on the plane, right? So I have to drive, and plus, if I, like I said before in my live stream yesterday, if we didn't have this facility, we didn't have this place, we might have to camp out in the field somewhere, right? So if we had to camp out in the field, whether I use a hammock or a tent, I can't take all that shit with me on a plane. I mean, I probably could, but it'd be a lot of money. Then I got to rent a car. I'd rather spend if I'm not mistaken, by the end of this trip, it's going to cost me $320 in gas and maybe $150 worth of food. Maybe. Right? So I'd rather spend that money than get on a plane. And again, getting on a plane is not worth it because I can't bring half the shit with me. Ash said it's Thursday here. All right. Where are you, Ash? That it's Thursday already. It's a 24-hour drive. Yeah, well, from New York to here was 20 hours. With all the stops and shit, it was 20 hours. So, real quick, guys, in Barnsdall, Oklahoma, this town is really small. I mean, there's like nothing going on in this town. We went to their business area, their like business district shop area. It was decimated. I've never seen. I mean, like there was a sign saying "Welcome to Barnsdall," visit our local shop area, and there was nothing there. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I couldn't believe there was a bar, maybe. There was an insurance guy. His name is Jeff. Um, and there was a water pump in the middle of the road, and they had some army artillery or vehicles, but there's nothing else going on in this town. In this town, they said, I think the residency here is like 1,200. That's about the amount of people that live in my building. So the income in this town is very poor, and like I said, you go through town, I was like, holy shit. And the crazy thing, guys, is it dawns on me that America is dying. Period. America is dying slowly as I drove through different towns, and I've done different deployments or missions. I've done these things a few times, and every time I drive through a small town like this, I'm like, holy shit, America is dying. People are abandoning these places. Tornadoes come through places like this, and I'm curious if they're going to rebuild here, but other places, they don't rebuild. People move, don't move back. So you have all of that going on, and everybody's moving to the bigger cities, and they're forcing people into bigger cities by way of telling them, we're closing down this refinery, we're closing down this copper field, this coal mine. And then what do people do? They got to pick up their family and go somewhere where the jobs are. Yeah, but yeah. So now the thunder starting to pick up again. So that next storm should be here, but I'm not going to stay on that long. I'm not going to wait for that. Like I said, just creating 15-minute cities is right. That's exactly what it is. But I'm telling you, man, when you go to something like I went to that town earlier today, and I was like, holy shit, man, there was nothing there. The closest Walmart, there are two Walmarts, the two Walmart supercenters in this area. One's in, I think it's called Sayada, and another one's in Bartsville, Bartyville, whatever the fuck it's called, Barney's Land. Who the fuck knows what it's called? But it's both of those towns have a Walmart supercenter. So I wanted to get something to eat, and they have a Sonics. They have nothing else. I don't eat McDonald's. McDonald's is everywhere. You fucking kick a rock and hit 8 McDonald's. But I wasn't eating that, so I just sucked it up and had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like I said, there was nothing to eat around here. And by the time I got back here to the athletic facility, the food was gone. So, I had to suck it up. But it's Bartlesville. Okay, it's Bartlesville. Thank you. I said Barneysville. Somebody else said Bartlesville. But yeah. So again, America's dying. I'm curious as to where the tornado ran through. By the way, in this town, where it ran through. I'm wondering if they're going to even rebuild there. I mean, now that piece of land is nice. It sits on the top of a hill. It overlooks the rest of the city or town. Sorry. I wonder if they're going to even rebuild there. I'm super super curious. But if these storms happen more frequently and start wiping out towns like that, there'll be nothing left. I mean, again, I think they said 186 structures were damaged. I think about 300 people, or 200 or 300 people are displaced. The refinery is down, so no one could really go to work. There are people there repairing it, so hopefully they get that back up online. But that was a lot of people's jobs. That was most of the town's job. They went and worked at the refinery. I mean, they also work in the outskirts of the other towns, surrounding towns and shit like that, doing different things. But still, this shit keeps going on, guys. We're going to be losing small towns like this left and right, you know? And that's the thing, too. Someone said FEMA camps. FEMA is useless, man. Useless. I mean, they come around in their little cars. They ask, annoying questions, and that's about it. But they're not, like, doing anything. They're not actively doing anything. They're not cleaning shit up. They're not moving anything around. Meanwhile, you have Grindstone Ministry clearing land, and I think Friday we're going to start moving debris out of another location. You have there's another ministry here. It's like Good Chef or Mighty Chef or Magical, Chef, some shit like that. They're cooking for the people in town, which is good. And there's another ministry here doing something else. right? And then you have the Mennonites, they're helping out. But that's it. All of the local emergency groups, we don't see any. Matter of fact, that's a lie. There's a Florida based disaster unit. They are on the other side of this building. So when I went for my walk, I made sure that I walked with my hands up so I didn't get shot. No, just kidding. But anyway, I went for my walk, and the walk around this complex is about a mile. When I got to the far side of the football field opposite this building, there was a Florida emergency response group. And I was like, no shit. They had this fancy trailers and RVs. I was like, holy shit. But they're away from everybody else on the other side, but they're not operating. We're not seeing them clean up. We're not seeing them help out. I mean, there's not a lot of people here either. That's the other problem. I think as far as ministries and rescue groups go, there's five, right? There's FEMA, those are Florida dudes. There's the local sheriff that looks like they're doing dick but grilling every day. Then you have Grindstone Ministry, the Magical Chef dudes. That's five of them. Five people helping out this small town that, again, got decimated. Now, I heard in Marietta, Georgia, they had a bigger tornado and a worse tornado, but it only destroyed like 30 structures or 3 structures or something like that. And a couple of Grindstone Ministry guys went out there to survey the area, and they found that this was more needed here. So, yeah, I know it's late, guys, so I know a lot of you are going to sleep. Uh, do me a favor on your way out, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. Don't care. Just helps move the algorithm around, keeps shit interesting for YouTube. Also, guys, if you are in the mood and if you can, you could donate to Grindstone Ministry at grindstoneministry.com. They have a donation page. Donate to them. Keep the funds going in. They're probably going to be here about another week or two. I'm leaving Saturday morning. I'm out of here Saturday morning to head back to New York. And they're probably going to be here about another week or so. And I got to start getting my funds together in case another one of these happens again, so I can come down here and, have money to spend. But again, guys, this is all worth it. The chainsaw detail today was really fucking fun. I had a good time with it. Again, it's somebody who doesn't deal with it every day, and I got to actually use it and help out with it instead of picking shit off the ground like a fucking mope. Trying to read some of the chat. When's your next hammock camping trip? I don't know. I gotta find a spot to camp at. A lot of the places that I used, they closed it down up in upstate New York, in the Catskill area. They closed a lot of that shit down. I don't know why. I don't understand why they did that, but they did nonetheless. They closed it down, and I really don't have any place to go unless I go to New Jersey and or PA, which I'm going to start looking at again. And I would definitely want to do another hammock camping trip. I like hammock camping. Hammock camping is good. It's better than sleeping on the ground. I'm too old to be sleeping on the ground in anybody fucking tent anymore. Done with those days. Fuck that shit. Stupid. A Granite State. So I'm on vacation, so that's why I'm here, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I could be at the firehouse, get a couple tours off, and still come down here and help. But it makes it easier when you're on vacation. I don't have to rely on anybody. I don't have to ask anybody for any favors. I could just come down here and help. I find it interesting that it happened when I was on vacation. Right before then, nothing. My first day on vacation, storm hits. Right, so go figure that. Yeah, man, hammock camping is a shit. I'm telling you. I swear by it. Everybody who's like over the age of 40 should be hammock camping. Because the other thing too is like there's no pressure on your body. You don't have to worry about, anything hurting. You don't crawl out of the tent like an old bear. You're like, oh, and then a fucking light hits you in the eyes and you start screaming. Hammock is the way to go, man. It's the shit. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it quits now. Even if it does get worse, just letting you guys know this was pretty interesting. And I will see you guys possibly tomorrow night for a doubleheader. If not, definitely the Angry Prepper. Let's see how I feel. I was super smoked earlier today. I was fucking tired, man. But I'm a lot better now. But I'm also going to go lay down and start relaxing and unwinding. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for hanging out. And I will see you guys tomorrow.